Hey, it's King McKay. Now, Season 6 was full of many awesome moments throughout the entire season. We had some incredible twists with characters and plot lines and flashbacks, and now I'm going to go through the top 5 I believe and why I think they were so awesome, so we can look back at that season and see the amazing experience it was. Okay, so for number 5, I really have to go with Sansa feeding Ramsay to his hound. Now, this probably will surprise a few of you guys, because it seems so showy, so shallow, of this being such a great scene. But the reason I really like these kind of scenes is not because, oh yeah, Ramsay died, even though I hated Ramsay, and he's a terrible person who totally needed to be removed / killed. I think Game of Thrones does a really good job of making it so these really evil characters that we hate, we feel so guilty after they die. It's very similar to Joffrey's death scene when he was choking and dying in this really painful and excruciating way. His mother was crying and screaming. It was really heartbreaking for like 1.2 and then you're like, oh, I gotta give a fuck. But in that 1.2, you're like, you know what? I kind of feel bad for him. And that's what I felt like when we had that Ramsay death scene. It was really impactful upon me. And the whole setup of it looked so violent. And the way that they had Sophie Turner's character, her brilliant acting, as she came in and she just watched him get devoured by dogs, walked away and had like the most slightest of smile. You could see a character that was so innocent and so nice and one of the good guys turning evil, becoming more manipulative and doing something that was so terrible, you know, Kim Jong-un style execution. And it was just like, oh my god, this character has truly gone to a dark place that I would personally never go. And that's why I thought this scene was so epic and deserved to be my number 5. Okay, for this next one, it was just too great of a moment not to be part of my top 5. Jon Snow returning, coming back to life, quite clearly. It was really well done for the setup of that scene. Like, we all saw it coming from a mile away, but I still felt so tense that entire scene. It was so quiet and clean, the characters giving up and they keep carried on. They had teased so long in the pre-lead up to the scene, we didn't get on the first episode, so there's so much build up to this that it was just such a great moment to have those breaths as he lunges forward. He's like, it was really well done, nicely directed, and it was just such a great moment to finally have that verified. Okay, so I've got some pretty big epic moments that a lot of people probably guessed way in advance so far, but this next one may surprise you. The sit-and race scene. Now, I've seen other people's top 5s, and they talked about, oh, it's a Return of the Hound, it was such a great, awesome event that happened this season, and personally, that was like a piss-poor part of the sit-and ray. I thought that his character, his village, his message, what he stood for, was the single best part about the Hound Return story. It had some really awesome joke moments and some fun action later on after the village died out, but that was not the top part of it. I think it was really displaying these awesome themes that the show has put out throughout the entire seasons. We got to meet this really awesome character that was acted extremely well by Ian McShane. It was just put so well together, and I felt like that was probably the best part about that entire episode. Like, my only regret about this moment and all of the Septon Ray stuff was we didn't get enough of it. It was only one episode, and they kind of counter-intuited the message. They made this really strong and awesome message. They brought this cool-ass character who stuck to his morals, had a cool backstory, and really could have developed that into something that really drove home the point that they were really bringing up. And they kind of just ruined it with a lot of the other episodes and stuff that went on. But I still think that is a central message that they should hold on to for the whole show. And that was easily just one of the best parts about the entire season, was getting to know his character and getting to know his story. Okay, so now we're looking at the most epic moments so far all throughout that season. And I gotta say, the second best that we got throughout this entire season would have to be Cersei blowing up the Sept. Now, there was a lot of controversy from people really hating that scene, really hating what it stood for and how it turned out. I thought that episode was the best episode we've ever got. I felt it was such an amazing experience. It was crafted immensely well, cinematography-wise, the score, the acting, everything. And the way they set it up, with everyone getting dressed in the morning and it being quiet and calm, and kind of building up to this most epic and game-changing, explosive event, was just so immensely done, and I really loved how everything went through the entire thing. It was put me on my toes the entire time I was watching it, and I was so glad to see that all that foreshadowing and everything had come to play, and I was proud in the show for once this season. Okay, since I'm apparently turning into Watch Mojo, let's do some honorable mentions. The Dany scene where she burnt all the cowl, the Tower of Joy flashback, the young Ned Stark and his brother flashback, and the flashback where we got to see the origin of the White Walkers with Leaf and all that kind of stuff. Of course there were more, but that's what I'm going to mention here. And finally, the most epic moment, the best moment, the single most mind-blowing thing that happened this entire season would have to be Hold the Door. Now, the scene was just done beautifully from the start. It was epic, it had battle, it had explosion and fantasy, and it brought together some elements we've been waiting for ages. It had Bran, Mirror, it was done really well, and the twist was so great. Not only did it open up so many doors for theories about time travel and warging and Bran and the future and Hodor and the Night's King and everything, but it was just so heartbreaking and it impacted me so much and everyone across the world and created some brilliant memes. Hodor was his character that we all loved. He was a simpleton giant that was so innocent, and the way that he was so central and wrapped up to this really big cloak of mystery and magic was so amazing. It was like the perfect way to kill off a character like Hodor. It gave his life so much meaning and so much waste on his death. Rest in peace, our half-giant friend. Okay, so tell me your favorite moments in the comments section below. Put the list ranked from 1 to 5 for what you thought was the favorite, and if it was different than mine, then you could tell me why, and tell me other scenes that I didn't even mention, and be like, yo, this was amazing, your shit was terrible. Also remember to follow me on Twitter, like my Facebook page, and subscribe to me on YouTube. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Just